Welcome back to the Deep Deck. Today we're looking into someone you definitely know,
That's
Elon
right.
Musk.
We're using a source called Elon Musk, Life and Ventures, to sort of guide us.
And our goal here is pretty straightforward. Just unpack what this material says are the key moments and maybe what drove him.
Yeah, what stands out in this account. And it starts, interestingly, right at the beginning. Pretoria, South Africa. Born June 28, 1971. Parents May and Errol Musk.
Okay, yeah, the basics. But the source seems to jump pretty quickly to his early skills,
It does. It highlights him teaching himself programming, like around age 10.
which is impressive, but lots of kids mess with computers back then. The source makes a bigger point though, doesn't it?
Exactly. It emphasizes that by 12, he didn't just make a game blaster, he sold it.
Right.
So the source kind of frames that as maybe an early indicator, turning tech into cash, basically.
It really is the interesting bit there, that early connection. And his education seems to follow that practical path too. Moves to Canada, Queen's University.
Then transfers to Penn, University of Pennsylvania. Gets degrees in economics and physics.
Dual degrees. So how does the source connect those dots, economics and physics, to everything else?
Well, it suggests that Cabo gave him the tools, right? The business side and the hard science side. Sort of the foundation needed for tackling really complex stuff later on.
Okay, makes sense. And that later on started pretty quickly with web software, according to this.
Yep, Zip2, that was 1995, co-founded it, web directory software.
Like an early online yellow pages, kind of.
Sort of, yeah. But the source notes the important part. They sold it to Compaq 1999.
So an early win, got some capital.
Exactly, and validation. Then, almost immediately, he jumps into online payments, X.com in 99.
Which most people now know because it merged and became PayPal.
Right, it merged with Confinity. And the source really underscores the next exit, eBay buying PayPal in 2002.
That was a huge deal at the time.
Massive. And the source presents these early successes, especially PayPal, as absolutely critical. Not just the money, though that was obviously huge, but it enabled the really, really ambitious projects that came next.
So he's proven himself in software finance, but then, wow, a big pivot. The source shows him moving into much harder physical engineering problems.
Totally. A huge shift. Focus moves to SpaceX, founded in 2002.
Right after the PayPal sale.
Right. And the core mission, as the source presents it, is, well, ambitious doesn't cover it. Reducing space travel costs drastically.
And the big one, making humans multiplanetary, Mars.
Yeah, Mars. The source points to milestones like the first commercial docking with the ISS in 2012.
Right, the International Space Station.
And landing reusable rockets by 2016. That reusability is framed as a potential game changer for costs. It makes the Mars thing seem, well, slightly less impossible.
Still sounds pretty impossible, but okay. And then almost at the same time, there's Tesla.
The source says he joined as an early investor back in 2003, then became, central to it. Electric vehicles, autonomy.
And it also links Tesla with SolarCity.
Yeah, SolarCity was co-founded in 2006, later brought into Tesla. The source positions it as part of a bigger picture, like sustainable energy generation and use.
Bars and solar panels make sense together. And then, just when you think you see a pattern.
Boom. Neuralink, 2016. Brain-computer interfaces. Completely different direction again.
It's kind of wild. What stands out from the source is just that jumping around web stuff. Rockets, cars, solar, now brain implants?
Absolutely. It paints a picture of constant, maybe restless expansion into new, difficult fields. The source also briefly touches on his personal life marriage to Justine Wilson, 6 kids.
With the tragic loss of one in infancy.
Yeah, right. And it puts a number on all this activity, stating that as of 2021, he was the world's richest person, net worth over $180 billion.
So you see the whole arc laid out in the source. Kid sells a video game.
The leading companies aiming for Mars and fundamentally changing energy and transport.
So, wrapping up this look at the source material, it specifically mentions his goal, human colony on Mars. First crewed mission targeted for the mid-2020s. Now that timeline seems, well, incredibly tight.
Yeah, really ambitious, yeah.
Thinking about that, what does the source's portrayal of this relentless chase after seemingly impossible goals like Mars colonization, what does that suggest to you about innovation itself, about how boundaries actually get pushed?